Okay, fine. Great. So let's start off with the revision of rural banking module A. Okay, so in module A, we will be studying about the characteristic features of a rural society, the demographic features of our country, basic economic features of rural society, the evolution of the system of gram panchayat, and so on and so forth. So it might be possible that one part of module A, yes, exactly. It might be possible that we may begin with the very first part of module A, and I may take up extra classes tomorrow in order to complete all of your modules on time. All right, so we are starting off, and the plan of this study session, the guys, which of the following social factors are a part of demographic studies? Is it possible to change time, because BRBL timing is 6 to 8 p.m. I had no idea that your BRBL timings are scheduled between 6 to 8 p.m. I will see if anything can be done to change the timings, because I also wanted to take this class for the duration of 2 hours, because I don't think so that in 1 hour we will be able to complete a single module. So I think 2 hours for English medium, 2 hours for bilingual. Somewhere down the line, I think we will have to manage on our own. All right, so I was thinking in terms of 5 to 7, let's take rural banking English, and 8 to 10, or say 7 to 9, let's take rural banking bilingual. What is your expectation? What is your expectation? What timing do you think are suitable to you? Sai Viswa, how to get above 60 in rural banking? Stay updated with basic facts. That's it. Rural banking is quite easy. I think it is one of the easiest electives with least number of numericals, some edge of dynamism to the subject. Okay, please answer this question. Please, let's focus on the class. Which of the following social factors are a part of demographic studies? Age, sex, marital status, occupation, literacy. So if you remember census, the 15th national census was held in the year 2011. Okay. It's okay. Can anyone tell me the correct answer? Please attempt. Please attempt it. Okay, do not leave it unattempted, because if you won't attempt it now, it is going to be a little problematic. The correct answer over here is all of the above, right? All 1 to 5, age, sex, marital status, literacy rate, occupation, in fact, caste, the level of income. Caste and income are something that are not published by the census. They were published in the socioeconomic caste census that was based out of 2011 census, but it was not made public. But that is also covered. The size and the composition of population, the spatial distribution, the population density, these are the important features, these are the important factors that are covered as a part of demographic studies. Okay, so the correct answer is all 1 to 5 are correct. Okay, basically demography comes from two simple words, that is demos means people and graphy means study. To study the population, anything that is related to population science, right? And everything is related to population science. The birth rate, the death rate, the infant mortality ratio, maternal mortality ratio, crude birth rate, crude death rate, natural growth of population, access to education, access to hospital, poverty ratio, literacy rate, occupation, maternal status or marital status, that is your sex, whether you are a male, you are a female, you are a transgender, you are an LGBTQ plus AI, whatsoever, right? Norms are changing. The parameters are evolving. Okay. All right. So here is a question for all of you guys. Here is a question for all of you guys on basically the 15th national census. which of the following, or consider the following about the 15th national census and mark the correct answer from the options given below. 15th national census. You have to tell me the correct answer. 15th national census was chaired by C. Chandramouli. Registrar General of India publishes the census after every 10 years. The Registrar General comes under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Bihar is the most populous state as per the 2011 census. 68.84% of the total population lives in rural areas. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, of the four statements given over here, which of them do you think are correct? The options are A, that is all 1 to 4 are correct. The B option states that only the last two statements are correct, that is 3 and 4. C option states that only the first two statements are correct. And D option states that the first 1, 2, 3 statements are correct. Any guess? All of the statements? All 1 to 3? All 1 to 4? Chitambram is saying D. Okay, Nagendra is saying all. All right. The correct answer over here is only last 1, 3, and 4. Okay. Statements 1, 3, and 4. There was a slight mistake in the question. Please forgive me for that. C. Chandramouli was the chairperson of the census committee that conducted the 15th national census of our country. Right? Basically, it is published by the Registrar General of India. It was published by the Registrar General of India every 10 years. Bihar is the most populous state as per 2011 census. And yes, 68.84% of the rural population lived in rural India. But there is a slight mistake in the second statement. Second statement mistake is that the Registrar General of India does not come under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. The Registrar General of India basically comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs. That is why second statement is wrong, and the correct statements are only 1, 3, and 4. Only 1, 3, and 4 are the correct statements over here. Is there any problem with this? Are we clear on this? Any doubt? Any question? Okay, so Mr. Chandramouli, M. Chandramouli was the chairperson, and overall, as in pre-independence and post-independence, it was the 15th national census. After independence, it was the 7th national census. So census has been conducted since pre-independence India. For the first time, it was conducted in the year 1881. All right. So basically 1.21 billion was the population of 2011 census. Recent updates according to the United Nations Fund for Population Activities is that India has become the most populous country of the world with a total population of 1.42 billion people, surpassing China. Okay, surpassing which country? Surpassing China. So, yes, there has been quite an increase. In fact, since the previous census and in 2011, between 2001 and 11, we added a population, or we added 181.5 million people to the census. We added 181.5 million people to the census. Okay. 2021 census has been delayed. There are certain facts that you should be updated about. Till 30th of September 2023, no action is going to be taken on the 2021 census. 2021 census was delayed because of the pandemic, and any kind of activity that will take place for the 2021 census, that will be taken place in the month of January 2024. Number one. Number two, 2021 census related a very important piece of information is that it is going to be the first census in our country that is going to be based out of self-enumeration, which means that if 2021 census is conducted in the year 2024, we can actually go to the website of the Registrar General of India and we can fill in our own details online without having an evaluator come to our house and fill up our details in a form, जैसे कि पुराने census में होता था. But to do that, we have to get yourselves registered in the National Registrar of Population on a priority basis. Bilingual revision class, Rupa, the timings are 8 to 9. But I think I will have to shift the bilingual class to 2 hours. Okay. As well as the English medium class also to 2 hours, because 1 hour, I don't think so it is going to be sufficient enough. Mock test series will be based out of these MCQs only. Okay, so the MCQs that we are practicing right now, they will become a part of your mock test series that is going to be launched in next 2 days. That is today's 19th. On 21st, you will have 3 very important mock tests for the subject of rural banking. Okay, and they will contain only and only those questions that have a very high probability of getting asked in the examination. The population of India as per 2011 census, what is happening here? Okay, it was 1.21 billion. Okay, and basically the most populated states include the states of Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh. Okay, and as far as the rural urban population ratio is concerned, 68.84% people, that is 833 million people resided in rural areas, and 377 million people stayed in urban areas. Of which, what was the total population of the number of migrants? 453 million people in India were migrants, of which 37.8% total population जो है migrant population थी. Yes, 8 to 9 p.m. you have a class for Hindi medium. Okay, basically bilingual. 8 to 9 p.m. you have a bilingual class. All right. So, yes, right now we are the most populous country of the world. Okay. So, here is a case study based question for all of you guys. This is a case study based question. Read the question very, very carefully, and then we will proceed with the case study. Ma'am, is there any class? Okay. PDF handout, and these PDF handouts, you can revise them and then you can solve also with these very same questions. I think it will help you a lot. Okay. As per the World Bank's World Population Prospects of 2022, the total population of India is 1.4 billion. Total population of India is 1.4 billion. 2022 edition of the World Population Prospects of UN has projected India may surpass China's world's most populous country next year. The report estimates that India will have a population of 1.66 billion in 2050, ahead of China's 1.317 billion at that time. UN had projected that India would overtake China in 2027, but we have already overtaken, Indian economy or Indian demography has already overtaken China in 2023. This is the present case scenario. This is the present case scenario of the status of Indian population. Based on the present case scenario, here are some questions related to the census. First question is, as far as the most populous state in India is concerned, which state has the highest population for India? Which state is the most populous state of India? You have Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, or West Bengal. Uttar Pradesh, yes. Uttar Pradesh happens to have 16%. Okay. Uttar Pradesh happens to have 16% of India's total population. UP happens to have 16% of India's total population, and the population of UP is even greater than the population of the country of Brazil, a Latin American country. Most populous states include Uttar Pradesh, followed by Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, MP. The least populous states include the state of Sikkim, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Goa, and Nagaland. Yes. Okay. So here is, I think here is another question for all of you guys. According to 2011 census, population density of India was 382 persons per square kilometer. Which of the following states has the highest population density? Which of the states has the highest population density? As per the 2011 census, the population density of India was 382 persons per square kilometer. हाईएस्ट पॉपुलेशन डेंसिटी कौन से स्टेट के पास है? यू हैव द स्टेट बिहार, वेस्ट बंगाल, अरुणाचल प्रदेश, हरियाणा. State with the highest population density, I think you already have the correct answer on the board for all of you guys. It is the state of Bihar. Okay, Bihar followed by West Bengal, followed by Kerala, followed by UP, followed by Haryana. Okay, chalo, let me give you a blind guess type of a question. Which state has the lowest population density? You have options. Let's find out which state has the lowest population density. You have options: Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur. All four are North Indian or northeastern states, and basically, which state has the lowest population density? Most of you are answering Arunachal Pradesh, and some of you are answering Sikkim. Let us have a look at this. Very nice. Least population density वाला जो state है, that is the state of Arunachal Pradesh. वर्किंग एज पॉपुलेशन है 25 से 64 साल. सॉरी, here is quite a tricky question. Please answer very carefully. The working age population that makes up for the demographic dividend of the country is growing faster than other age groups. Then these conditions can yield an opportunity for accelerated economic growth, also known as demographic dividend. The question is asking you, what is the primary reason for the rapid increase in India's working age population? Let me tell you the average age. Yes. I will attach. See, after the class, I will attach the handout. I will even give you the timing at 9:30 p.m. Or even if there is a time, because I have back-to-back classes now. If there is some time, if I finish the class 10 minutes or 5 minutes earlier, then somewhere around 7:55 or 8 p.m. I will upload the PDF. Or if not, then sharply or surely by 9 p.m. I will upload the PDF handout in the portal. All right. Now let's focus on the question first. Okay. You will get the PDF. Don't worry. Let's focus on the question. What is the reason behind India's rapidly increasing population? There is an increase in birth rate and decline in death rate. Is that a reason? There is a decline in birth rate and decline in death rate. Is that a reason? There is a constant birth rate with decline in death rate. That is the reason. Or there is a stable crude birth rate and a stable crude death rate. 4 options are given. 4 very confusing options are given over here. A little idea about demography, very slight idea. That is, if the birth rate is increasing and the death rate is declining, that has a lot of potential to boost what? To lead to population explosion. This particular feature has a lot of potential to boost population explosion in the country. All right. Can this be a probable question? think a little logically. If you remember, or if we remember, National Family Health Survey. According to the National Family Health Survey, what did we have? The total fertility rate of India has reached a replacement level of 2. And the total fertility rate of India, of urban India, has fallen below the replacement level of 1.8. Now tell me, after this fact, is the first statement true? Okay, the exact answer or the exact statement that is written in your rural banking IFB ebook is B, rapidly. They have used the word what? They have used the word rapidly declining birth rate and rapidly declining death rate. The birth rate is rapidly declining in urban area, and the death rate is also rapidly declining both for urban as well as rural India. Okay, in urban India, the population has reached the below replacement level with a total fertility ratio of 1.8%. That is representative of the fact that the population is rapidly declining. Okay, rapidly declining. How can we reap demographic dividend? How can we reap demographic dividend in the country? By investing in capital, human capital expenditure, by investing in human capital expenditure that includes Swachh Bharat, wash, sanitation, hygiene, that includes expenditure on education, that includes expenditure on health and education पे focus करके. Now let us discuss a little about sex ratio. There are two. There is child sex ratio. Okay, and then there is the overall SR between. SR is basically calculated how the number of females per 1,000 males. Okay, the number of females per 1,000 males is the sex ratio calculated for a given state, region, population, or a country. And according to the National Family Health Survey 5, the sex ratio was the highest ever. For the first time in our country, the sex ratio at birth crossed 1,000 mark. That is SRB in the year 2019-21. See, in the absence of census, we have some documentations, we have some studies related to National Family Health Survey 5 and sample registration system. So we will also be studying about that. In the National Family Health Survey 5, we have the sex ratio at 1020 per 1,000 males. That is 1,020 females per 1,000 males. Now we have the sex ratio. We have the sex ratio as in how many number of females per 1,000 males are there as per the 2011 census. This particular ratio was at 954 per 1,000. 954. This was for 2011. Now, according to the 2011 census, let me give out an open question for all of you. Open question is, which state has the highest sex ratio in India? Which state has the highest sex ratio in India? Very nice. It is the state of Kerala. Kerala has the highest sex ratio at 1084 per females per 1,000 males. 1084 females per 1,000 males. Okay. Now, which of the following has the lowest literacy rate as per 2011 census? So basically, literacy rate, how do we calculate? There is a concept of effective literacy rate. Okay, effective literacy rate is basically calculated as the number of people who can do arithmetic and who can read and write 7 years or above. People who are older than 7 years, they can read and write upon the number of population that is more than 7 years and the population more than 7 years who are literate. You multiply this by 100 and what we will get is the effective literacy rate. The figure that we will get is the effective literacy rate. Okay, then we have the crude literacy rate of number of literate persons upon the total population into 100. The number of literate persons upon the total population into 100, it will give us the crude literacy rate. Okay? So which state has the lowest literacy rate in our country? It is the state of Bihar. Is it? As per 2011 census, we had the total literacy rate of 74.04%. As per the total literacy rate, as per 2011 census, we had a total literacy rate of 74.04%. Basically, it has a literacy rate as compared to 2001 census, we had a 9% higher literacy rate. The most literate state in our country happens to be Kerala. As per 2011 census, the literacy rate of Kerala was 94%, and the least literate state, as you all have answered absolutely correctly, the least literate state in our country was Bihar, with a literacy rate of just 61%. With a literacy rate of just 61%. Okay. Okay, so here is a table. Here is a table of the most literate states of the country. Talking about the 6th economic census. Talking about the 6th economic census, we have 4 statements written over here. It covers all the states and UTs of India except the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The 6th economic census excludes activities related to crop production, related to plantation, public administration, defense, compulsory social security. The 6th economic census of 2013, 58.5 million establishments were found operational. And 4th statement is saying that during the 2 economic censuses between 2005 and 13, non-agricultural establishments, they grew at the rate of 28.97%. So 4 statements you have over here. Which of the following are correct about the 6th economic census? Take your time to guess, okay? And another thing, to study and be able to solve such lengthy statement-based questions, I am giving you only 4 questions, but in IFB, you can expect as many as 7 to 8 statement-based questions. Okay, we have only 4 options, 4 statements over here. So if you want, I can also increase the difficulty level and start including 7 to 8 statements in my questions as well. Chapter 8 video, re-upload. Okay. Okay, I will. I'll do that soon, pretty soon. I'm covering module wise only, Lakshmi. Do not worry. Do not worry, and please do not panic. What happens is, when we have less time and a very big task to complete, the first thing that we do is panic. Don't panic. It is always coverable. It is always, you can always do it well on time. And to that extent, not only do it well on time, but you can also revise it as well. Flight and fight reaction hota hai first instance mein when the time is less, but don't worry. Please answer these questions. Focus over here. Focus. Focus, focus, focus. Do not derail. Don't get derailed from the focus. Right now, the question number 7th is here in front of you. Answer that. Forget about everything else. Rural banking is a good elective. Why do you want to change it? I don't understand. I mean, I do have a student who is writing. He has already cleared the rural banking elective. from the December attempt, and now he is writing central banking elective. You cannot write CAIIB exam from two same electives. Okay, so if you have cleared, say, central banking last year, so now you can write rural banking, but you cannot take central banking again. If you are writing if you have cleared rural banking this time, then you cannot take rural banking again. You have to opt for any other elective. But if you have not cleared rural banking this time, so that, which is not going to be the case anyway. That is not at all going to be the case anyway. Okay, talking about the sixth economic census, it provides the count of establishments, including those in unorganized sectors. They have huge contribution in the Indian economy. All right, so as per the sixth economic census, there were actually 58.5 million operational establishments for the entire country. Okay, it was conducted in 2013-14. The last economic census, or the two economic censuses, were conducted between 2005 and 2013, 8 years. But that is not a fixed case scenario. Okay, that is not such a time that after every 8 years we are going to conduct an economic census. All right. So basically, there were 1.17 million enumerators appointed to collect the entire data. And let us have a look into the very important and useful data of sixth economic census first before moving on to the next question. Okay, let us cover the data. There were 58.5 million. There are 58.5 million establishments that were found to be operational in an operational states, of which 59% of the establishments were in rural India. 59% of these establishments were where? They were there in rural India, amounting to 34.8 million. 58.5 million establishments were there, were operational in overall country, of which 34.8 million were found to be established in rural India. All right, and nearly 23.7 million establishments were located in urban area. That is 27% were found to be located in urban area. That is 23.4 million. This is the most important fact of the entire sixth economic census that is there. The entire sixth economic census that is there, this is the most important. Okay, sorry, not 27, 40%. This is 59%. This has to be somewhere around 41%. Okay, 41% in urban, 59% in rural. You by mistake applied for central banking. I think Koyanna, central banking is much more easier than rural banking. Reason being that rural banking has a lot of dynamism to it. You have to get yourself updated. You have to study and go through rural banking, current affairs as well. But as far as central banking is concerned, no. Okay, as far as central banking is concerned, it is purely static and it is very, very, very basic. Much more easier than rural banking. This is what I think. Looking at the syllabus, looking at the previous year questions. Okay, so we have enumeration blocks, and basically that is also a fact that crop production area, plantation, and all of these facts written over here, they were excluded. Okay, they were excluded from the enumeration. All right. Which of the following regarding the maternal mortality ratio is not correct? Which of the following regarding the maternal mortality ratio is not correct? It is calculated as a proportion of number of deaths per 1 lakh live births. MMR declined. UP, Bihar, and Jharkhand has shown an increase in maternal mortality ratio, and the current maternal mortality ratio at the national level is at 7.3. Okay, you have to just tell me the wrong answer, the wrong statement over here. Wrong statement. A is wrong. Not correct. Not correct. As a proportion of maternal deaths per 1 lakh live births, it is correct. Okay, it is correct. The false answer over here is C. To everyone's surprise, UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, states like Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, because of intense government activities, because of important government schemes in order to reduce the maternal mortality ratio and the infant mortality and under 5 mortality ratio in these particular states, also popularly known as the Bimaru states, because of intense government intervention, the maternal mortality ratio in these states have actually seen a decline. Okay, so basically, an empowered action group was set up, and states like Bihar, Jharkhand, UP, MP, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Rajasthan, all the Bimaru states were evaluated. All the states on the eastern belt of India were evaluated, and even in the state of Assam, on an average, the maternal mortality ratio has decreased from 250 per 1 lakh live births to 188 per 1 lakh live births. Okay, so it is calculated as the proportion of maternal deaths, that is the number of mothers who die after giving birth to a baby per 1 lakh live births or per 1 lakh babies that are being born. C is the false answer over here. It has not shown an increase, it has shown a decrease. It has shown a decrease. So basically, we have UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, MP, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Rajasthan, and the northeastern state of Assam. On an average, the maternal mortality ratio in these states have decreased from 256 to 188 per 1 lakh live births. Okay. In 2020, state with maximum IMR or the maximum infant mortality rate. All India level also, the maternal mortality rate has actually reduced from 8.1 to 7.3, and it has also come down even further as per the 2019-21 National Family Health Survey 5. और भी कम हो गया है. And we also have a sustainable development goal target. The target states that India should reduce on a national average. We should be having a target of less than 170 maternal mortality deaths per 1 lakh population by the year 2030. All joined the rural banking VOD course. How has been the feedback? What to do now? Acha, you are appearing the CIIB exam for the second time. Okay, all the very best. Yeah, handout. We have ebook. Rural banking ebook is as good as handout. Okay, 100%. Why won't I provide the PDF? Okay, so in 10 minutes only, my bilingual class will start. I don't know how to proceed or complete. Where was I? Do you remember? Which question were we discussing? We were discussing maternal mortality ratio, right? Okay, so yes, in 2020, the state that had the maximum infant mortality rate. In the 2020, so basically, this 2020 data or this 2020 statistic is derived from the sample registration systems report. The sample registration systems report is also published by the Registrar General of India, that comes directly under the Ministry of Home Affairs. So the Registrar General of India is responsible for publishing the Census of India, the Linguistic Survey of India, and the sample registration system report. Okay. IMR, Arunachalam, INR means infant mortality ratio. Okay, it means infant mortality ratio, the number of infants that are dying within the first infant deaths within the first few days of birth per 1,000 live births. How do we calculate IMR? The number of infant deaths in the first month of being born per 1,000 live births that are taking place. Okay, so it is basically a crude indicator of the overall health scenario. See, access to basic facilities like institutionalized delivery, right nutrition, right guidance, these are all very, very beneficial. These are all very, very beneficial in maintaining these, keeping these from increasing. So basically, according to the National Family Health Survey 5, the maternal mortality ratio was decreased mainly because institutionalized delivery has increased to 89% in our country. Overall, on a national average, the number of women who are having birthplace or who are giving birth to a child in hospital in the presence of midwives, nurses, all the hospital infrastructure, equipments, doctors, and everything, 89% has increased. All right, with states like Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, with states like even Rajasthan, even Madhya Pradesh, they are achieving 199 to 100% level of institutionalized delivery. So that is one big factor that has played an important role in reducing IMR and MMR. But despite that, the state of Madhya Pradesh, according to the sample registration system report of 2020. Now, another very important fact of the SRS report of 2020 was that it was only published in the year 2022. SRS 2020 report was published only in the year 2022 because of the lockdown and the pandemic, it got delayed. Jyotika is saying that you have got the CAIIB Mahapack and you cannot see the recorded videos. Hi Shanti, welcome to the session. Okay, which of the following features are the features of the National Educational Policy? Which of the following are the features of the National Educational Policy 2020? So this is your typical 5-statement question. It aims to increase the gross enrollment ratio to 50%. It aims to achieve 100% youth and adult literacy. It aims to establish national mission for mentoring. It aims to increase the state and the center's share of expenditure on education to 6% of the central government's GDP and the state government's gross state domestic product. And Parak is a national assessment center. It will be managed by the NCRT based on CBSE curriculum. Based on CBSE curriculum. So you have to tell me all 1 to 5, only 2 to 5, only 3, 4, 5, only 1, 2, 3 and 5, or only 2 and 3. You have to tell me of the given options which are the correct answers. Bilingual also will start from right now. Within 5 minutes, I have to wind up this session. 8 baje bilingual is going to start, 8 p.m. YT is over. YT, I will only straight away I'll take a marathon session. On YT, I will straight away take a marathon session on 23rd for rural banking. Okay. And then on 24th itself, I will take a complete CAIIB rural banking paper analysis. On 25th, that is. 24th is going to be the marathon session. 25th will be a complete paper analysis for rural banking. Okay, the correct answer over here, 4th statement is wrong, as well as the 5th statement is also wrong. Okay, 4th statement is wrong, the 5th statement is wrong. Then what is the correct answer? The correct answer over here is D. If we eliminate this, these are some small errors. Now I will correct them and then upload it. Okay, please wait for the PDF at 9:30 p.m. There are certain small glitches in the options. Please allow me to correct them and then I'll upload it. Okay, the correct answer is 1, 3 and 5. So basically, overall, the combined efforts of central and state government will be taken care of in the national education policy. And basically, the center and the state's share of expenditure as far to education should be at 6% of gross domestic product only. Okay, not the gross state domestic product is not being targeted. Now, why is this even important? Because education is a subject matter of concurrent list in the Indian Constitution. Topics like health and education, they fall on the concurrent list, that is both the state and the central government can make policies and rules related to it. Okay, so there is no hard and fast rule that state government का भी जो gross domestic GSDP होता है 6% rural banking का expenditure target उसका होना चाहिए. Overall GDP's share or education should be 6%, both central and the state government combined. Now, Parak is a national assessment center. It will be managed by NCRT, but it will not be based on CBSE curriculum. Okay, that is why 5th is wrong. 5th is wrong because it is going to be managed by NCRT, but it is not going to be based out of CBSE curriculum. I will make one important topics PDF. Okay. Although the rural banking ebook is so beautifully summarized that everything is very, very easy to grasp and understand, and everything is important basically. Correct answer over here is D. Only 1, 2, and 3 statements are right. Okay, so these are the points. These are the points, important points related to national education policy. Just go through the PDF. Okay, just go through this. Go through these points, and there will be a few more questions. That is, which of the following represent the characteristics of rural society? Some of the more important questions are there in the PDF. I will keep attaching them. I will keep uploading the PDF as and when I get the time. Okay, so please stay tuned to the handout portal as well. And thank you so much for joining me live in the session. I have to start off with the bilingual class. I'm taking module-wise classes only. So today we covered characteristic features of rural society, demographic features of rural society, and economic features of rural society in this particular session. Module A का ही part है. Okay. Tomorrow we will study some part of module A as well as module B. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me live. Till then, take care. See you and bye.